Welcome back, everybody, to episode 161. It's time for the hot tags of the week. This is very low-key. I don't know why I'm delivering it like this, but...
Hey guys,
Hi.
so
Hello,
hot
everybody.
tags. I am the hot tags.
I feel like I should be sitting in a lounge chair and just kind of relaxing next to a fire pit or something. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the hot
So,
tags.
did you go on vacation to Florida or something? Jesus Christ. What are you doing?
So I have three things written down here. I only had one beforehand, but thankfully before we started recording this, we were talking about some other shit, and, stuff happened. So, let's get a pretty bland one out of the way here, or at least something that we can make fun of. Alberto Del Rio has won the AAA World Championship. Good for him.
You mean Alberto Del Taco Patron, right?
You mean Alberto Home Depot?
I don't know what his new wrestling name is, but...
It's stupid, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure.
You know what? I bet it's one of those annoying Mexican names that have, like, the fucking thing above the letter.
The little tilde?
Yeah. The little dildo, yeah.
The little dildo.
Well, that was fucking productive.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we think about Del Rio. I mean,
He's a little dildo above the thing.
He's a little dildo above a letter.
I mean, good for him, but he's not part of the little psycho circus, so I don't really care much
Yeah, the
about
outro clown circus.
him.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him holding a very ugly championship covered in blood, so congratulations. You got a shitty belt.
Did you know?
And probably hepatitis now.
Actually, did you guys know that John Cena has won every I Quit match he's ever been in?
Of course, he's never quit. Except for that one time against Dangle, but we don't know about that.
Of course. Yeah.
I think we're gonna tie this into the dildo above the letter thing.
Oh, and
no,
also
because
Cena is a dildo.
Oh, you remember the one time Del Rio beat Jack Swagger in that one match?
I remember when he lost to Sin Cara twice.
You finally
Oh, okay.
did that.
But now he probably will lose to Sin Cara in AAA and I won't care anymore.
Do you remember
Because
Captain Lou Albano was in the Super Mario's TV show?
Do you remember when Mr. won the championship?
You know what's really gotta suck if you were playing like Scrabble with him.
He probably used all the Z's.
It's just like it counts. It's my name. You're like, fuck you, dude. It's worth like 500 points just for still this.
I've never played Scrabble.
Don't.
You ever play Words with
It
Friends?
always looked fucking stupid, so I never bothered.
Did you ever play like Words with Friends or any of the offshoots?
No, I've never even heard of those.
There are games for the iPhone.
You never heard of Words with Friends? It was like
Nope.
super fucking popular a couple years
It
ago.
was popular. It was popular back when I was a freshman in high school. So 4
Huh.
years ago.
Yeah, but you like Lazy Town.
I don't. I
What's
don't
Lazy
like
Town?
it. Lazy Town was his TV show, kid show that was like 2003-ish, I believe. But I didn't watch it. My little brother watched it, but I know like all the stupid fucking jokes from it because I.
So you mean you
like,
watched it and you know what it is? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, your brother had it on, you watched it, and then you were like, "This isn't that bad." And then you started to watch it, and then if he wasn't there watching it, you would put it on anyway.
So
It's kind of what
Sure,
happened with
but-
me and Scrubs. I was like, "This is a stupid fucking show." Every time my sister watched it, and then I'm like, "All right, that was kind of funny. All right, that was kind of funny. All right, well, I like the one character. Well, it's funny when the one character interacts with the other character. Well, I've watched like the first 3 seasons.
Might as well finish it.
I got into it like after like 4 years of it being on.
Yeah, it
Oh,
took
so
a
you got
while.
into Lazy Town 4 years?
Actually, I think that's kind of when I started getting into it too. I think season 5.
Yeah, well, I never
I-
I just started watching it one day and I'm like, you know what? I like this. Dr. Cox.
I would always
You're a
go
cool
over to Kyle's house and we'd like have Scrubs on one TV and play an Xbox on the other. So it was like, oh,
Cat,
Yeah.
stop headbutting the door.
Yeah, stop eating the blinds too, Seth Rollins.
no.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is mad. He's headbutting my door because I won't let him in and eat my blinds.
It's a AAA World Championship, huh?
Oh, the Triple H World Championship.
The Triple.
Yeah. So remember the one time Alberto Del Rio was in WWE? Yeah,
Remember when he
happened.
won the Triple H World Championship
the Triple H.
with his new finisher, the dildo above the letter?
And it's just Triple H fucking following him around, like calling him Bumblebee Man.
Doing that and then doing the Roy, please.
We'll be bad, right? Aye, aye, aye.
I think Triple H would fit in well on this show. I bet he's like super fucking racist.
He is a dick. You could tell that, so he would fit in with us.
He does come off as a cunt. Like, we'd get along well with him.
Probably, but you know what? I could see Triple H being the type of guy that when we started busting his balls, like we bust each other's balls, he would like get
Give it
so
an
pissed off and
offensive.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like he could join in on, ribbing everybody else, and then we'd be like, yeah, like Triple H with his nose, and he'd be like, fuck you guys, I'm out. Like,
Can't talk about that, man.
so, hot take
Thank
number
you.
2. TNA Impact Wrestling has a new logo, and to sum up our feelings about this, when Wago pointed it out to me, he started it by saying, it's so fucking ugly. I mean, it's alright. We've all kind of, after looking at it for a few minutes, we all kind of like it now.
Yeah, it was like, fucking stupid. It's actually kind of cool.
No, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's fucking TNA. It sucks. It's okay. Too bad they're gonna be gone.
Yeah, I like it.
I just don't see the logo TNA anywhere, and I'm hoping that's a sign that we're getting rid of TNA and calling it Impact Wrestling.
They really should.
Because TNA, it's, one, the letters hold such hostility as far as like wrestling fans have towards them, and two, tits and ass. Really?
Mhm.
Fuck you, Russo.
I like corny jokes, but there's no fucking way I ever would have named the company TNA.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Impact Wrestling, it's close enough to TNA where you're not going to lose viewership because of it.
Maybe I would have called like one of their web shows TNA or something like that if they brought it up in the meeting and they were like, oh, look at that, it could be total nonstop action. I'd be like, all right, look, we'll figure out somewhere for it, but you can't call the wrestling company that. Partially because it doesn't even have fucking wrestling in the title.
Yeah.
Anybody says, oh, you're watching TNA, what the fuck's TNA? If anything, they're going to think it's a goddamn channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like
TNA Wrestling's too much of a fucking mouthful. We just say Impact Wrestling. I mean, they can't call it IW, but you can just say Impact. That's okay.
They could have gone with IWF, Impact Wrestling Federation.
So is Kevin Steen supposed to be face or heel when he debuts?
I think he's face.
That's related, thanks.
I think he's supposed to be a face. Because
It's
his promos, he's talking about, like, I'm fighting for my kids and stuff.
Are you sure? Because he's fat. He could be a heel.
I think he's going to be a face, and I think he's going to switch heel.
I think he's going to be a face, and then he's going to turn heel and beat Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he's going to kick the fuck out of Sami Zayn, because they used to be tag partners when it was him and El Generico.
Yeah. So they'll trust each other enough. They'll want to work together, They'll probably have, like, lots of tag matches together and stuff like that, and then eventually he'll turn heel and...
So do you think Steen would be a guy that they bring up on the main roster sooner rather than later?
I think he's going to be in the developmental for a good year.
2016.
Here's the story I think they're going to tell with Kevin Steen. Yeah, this guy was brought up before me. He was too. But now I'm here and I'm going to prove myself. Fuck you for not bringing me up.
So they're going to go the Sami Zayn approach to an extent where he's going to be down there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm
Have great
thinking
matches.
2015, the people that get... Well, obviously the Ascension's getting called up because they just ran a vignette for them on SmackDown. But yeah, apparently they did that. So they're going to be coming up like right after TakeOver. But I can see coming up in 2015, at least the first half of 2015, Adrian Neville, the Ascension, obviously. I think that Kenta and not Devitt
Jeff.
are going to come up. I don't think he's going to. I think Kenta is. Who else could come up?
Tyler's got to come up at some point.
Charlotte's going to come up.
So essentially their whole roster's coming up.
No, I think only like the real mainstay guys. I don't think we're going to see Mojo Rawley up in 2015.
Yeah, Mojo Rawley's probably not going to be there for too much longer. You remember that one time he got squashed in like 10 seconds against the Bull?
I remember that one time that
Bull.
That he got high, and ever since then he's just stayed high.
That's probably why that's probably why he got depushed, because he was too high.
Would that be great if like the joke that we make about that translates to like the dirt sheets and he gets caught for something?
Okay, when we said your gimmick's getting high, you wasn't actually meant to get high.
He's like, but I was talking to Swagger and getting some opinion. And I had this big chat with RVD backstage, and he was, helping me out with my career. And they're like, "Dude, what the fuck you doing?" RVD just comes up to him, "Dude, I like your catchphrase. I get high all the time."
Yeah,
So,
like I do it right before I practice my lines. Rob, damn Val, man.
but I gotta agree. Taking this back to the Impact thing.
Yeah, the topic we was doing.
Yeah.
Second
Steven's
time.
episode sidetracks. I agree with the idea that you had, Wago. That they should just get rid of the TNA name because you can try to argue that it's got some name recognition, but if you really think about it, it's got bad name recognition. And
In addition to that, Impact's just so well known because they've called it TNA Impact Wrestling now. You can switch it over easily.
I actually think that they shouldn't even call it Impact.
No?
I think that they should have gone a complete overhaul.
Global Force?
They probably should have just sold out to Global Force. But that name sucks too. I don't like that either.
It's better
Global
than
Force
fucking
Wrestling.
it's better than fucking tits and ass wrestling.
Yeah, it is, but I think that if you're gonna go with a wrestling thing, you either have to go like the WWE route where you're just like, look, it's wrestling entertainment, here you fucking go, or you go with like some kind of like a classic like American Championship Wrestling kind of a thing or something, Global Force Wrestling, it's like, what's it a force for? You're gonna do the Global Championship in this one too, like.
It's a force to be reckoned with.
Global Force Wrestling sounds to me like something that somebody would pitch on a forum. Like they took a couple buzzwords and threw it together.
Extreme cool wrestling.
Yeah.
So, two-guy wrestling?
There's
a inside joke that's not going to be listed on the
inside joke that's never going to see the fucking light of day.
Not a chance. You guys already think they were terrible people.
Yeah, I'll let you guys figure that one out for yourself.
Yeah, that's we told you guys Eliminator. You got that one out of us. Let's get into the main hot tag here. The one that is really the only one that I had before we started doing this. CM Punk has announced that he's going to be signing with UFC, and he is going to be trying to go for the middleweight or welterweight, which I thought he was going to be going for the skinny fat ass weight class, but he proved me wrong about that. We were talking beforehand that I don't know shit when it comes to the weights. I actually thought that the bantamweight was kind of like on the same level as the welterweight, but I still think featherweight's gay. And if Punk ends up fighting for the featherweight, I'll just laugh.
Well, featherweight's 145 pounds, so he'd have to cut a lot of fucking weight.
So what's the middleweight and the welterweight?
Okay, so middleweight is 185 pounds. The champion for that is Chris Weidman, and the welterweight is the 170-pound division, and the new champion for that's Robbie Lawler. Either way, he's not getting a title.
So, who is Cathal Pendred? Is he any good?
Who?
Cathal, it's like Cathal.
Do you want to just type that for me?
Yes. Well, because he tweeted out a picture of him and Mr. Punk saying that he's going to be the one that takes him out of the company or something.
I've never fucking heard of him, so I think he's a scrub. Yeah, I've never heard of him.
This Punk is going to be the one and done in the UFC. It looks like I'll be that one. Hashtag just won the lottery. Hashtag.
Well, as far as who his opponent's meant to be, when Dana White was interviewed before even hiring CM Punk, he said if he brought him in, he would have to put him against a guy with a similar record. So 0-0. Punk's not a guy you can throw to the wolves like they did with Brock Lesnar in the heavyweight division for two reasons. One, the heavyweight division is the weakest in MMA history, and Brock had a fantastic wrestling pedigree. CM Punk's done some Kempo and some Jiu-Jitsu, but the issue is he's 36 years old, and it's now or never, and how much is he going to learn in 1 year? Because he's planning on 2015, so...
Yeah. So, do you think he has a shot, or...
I think he can beat random rookies they bring in, because he's got more money than the average guy to train and get the best help, and the best people to help him with his diet. But as far as any top league competition, lower UFC talent would kill him at this point. The game has evolved that much where he's not going to stand a chance. If he's in the middleweight division, he stands more of a chance there because I think it's thinner. The welterweight division is a fucking shark tank.
So do you think it'd be like when the motherfucker falls in the shark tank and they just eat him up?
As far as CM Punk's career goes, I could see him winning against a couple of scrubs, get beat by a guy with some name recognition, and then hang up his gloves.
Kind of like he gets disillusioned and then it's like, well, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore.
Well, that's what happened with Brock Lesnar. He trained and apparently was in the best shape of his life. You can take that for what it's worth. And then he got outclassed by Alistair Overeem, who, to put into perspective now, has lost 4 fights in a row. Brock wasn't even that good, so he got deterred from that really quickly and quit. So I could see the same thing happening to Punk.
I don't know. So you think there's like no shot of him breaking top 10?
Hell no, he is not Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was very... Brock Lesnar had great wrestling. He had to cut from 280 pounds to even make the division. And the talent pool was very thin. He had an easy run to it. Also, he was given a title shot in his 3rd fight against a guy that was decrepit and old.
You know,
CM Punk's not going to have that luxury.
You know, I bet the reason why his Brock's weight class wasn't that good or thin in your case is probably because there's not that many people who could get that big and buff.
That's exactly the reason. Because the 206 to 250 or 60 pounds is heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Most people don't even cut weight to make heavyweight. They're just naturally a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is one of the few human beings that has to cut from over 300 or 280 pounds to get to that division. That is how big of a person he is. Like, fucking, if Hitler could have his perfect human, it would be Brock Lesnar.
Do you think his package is big?
You know what? I could see him having tiny dick syndrome.
I don't know. It gives Sable a reason to cheat, I bet.
Well, we had a total dick question in the Ask Him. Here's another total dick question for you guys.
Even if he has a tiny dick, who's going to tell you anything?
Sable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Here's something that I think is interesting when it comes to Punk and the UFC thing. He's been complaining that Ryback was too rough with him. And if he's as banged up as he claims that he is, how the fuck does he think he's going to actually compete in something where the people literally beat the shit out of you for their fucking job?
Well, I've listened to a couple of interviews he's had with MMAfighting.com and a few with the UFC chicks with microphones because they're not real fucking journalists. Basically, he said he's probably the healthiest he's been in probably the last 10 years. Guys say that all the time, so take it for what it's worth. So, but it's a lot easier to defend yourself from someone trying to hurt you when you know it's coming.
That's true.
Yeah, like, alright, he's going to kick me in the gut now. Oh, you cunt. It's a bit different.
I still kind of think that he's not even going to fight.
I definitely think he'll have one fight. I mean, fucking Batista had a fight.
Yeah, but not for UFC. Wasn't it some other company?
Yeah, it was some fat guy.
So, you know, like Lashley didn't fight for UFC, he fought for whatever the fuck he fought for.
He fought for a lot of different companies. Shark Fights, what a fucking dumb name. And Strike Force, which was like getting to the same level as UFC before UFC brought them out. So, and now he's fighting for Bellator. So Lashley sucks, in my opinion, but he had more credibility.
By the way, Strike Force, better name than Global Force. And what the fuck is Bellator? Is that the name of the guy that owns it, or?
No, Bellator, I have no idea where the origin is for that, but that was Bjorn Rebney's company. It's owned by Spike and Viacom TV. And that's what they made it after they lost the rights to UFC programming. And now the owner of Strikeforce is running it.
Just combine them all together. Just have one.
Well, that tends to happen. UFC just buys them out. They've brought out WEC. They've brought out Strikeforce. They've brought out Pride. They'll buy out Bellator in time.
Good. I don't like having to think about different companies. That's why I wanted WCW to fold. And back in the day when I was watching, I was just kind of like, can you just make one? Just have everybody in there. Just get rid of all the shit guys and have Disco Inferno fight fucking Austin.
I like shitty little companies like existing because it breeds new talent. But when it comes to that level where they're well known, I want them all to just be in the same fucking company.
Might as well. And I also want CM Punk to fight the Green Ranger.
I fucking hate Jason David Frank. I don't
Really?
want it to happen. He's annoying.
He's the Green Ranger and the White Ranger and the Black Ranger and the Red Ranger.
Black.
Yeah. One, I think Jason David Frank could win, so I don't want to see him win anything because I don't.
Oh, that's
like
why
it.
I want him to win. I want him to kick CM Punk's ass.
Okay.
Be like the
how
fucking
bad
Green
would it be?
Ranger beat him, like, you know.
Like my first UFC fight, I lost to the Green Power Ranger. And the
That's
worst
why-
part is, in those particular fights, the announcer has called him the Green fucking Power Ranger.
That's why I think that it'd be amazing.
Like,
And
I
like
bet-
they could
I
have
bet-
him come down to to the octagon with his old theme. Go Green Ranger. Go.
He's already done that.
He has?
Yes.
Fucking awesome. That's why he's the man.
You see, I bet Payton's sitting there listening back to this, salivating over the fact that Punk could lose to the Green Ranger right now. He's going, yeah, fuck Punk. Yeah.
And like as soon as he wins, you just hear like instead of the victory music that they would normally play or something like that, you hear bum 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 or bum 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 da da da. That would kick ass. I would fucking watch that pay-per-view if that were the case.
You mean you'd stream it?
Yeah. I didn't say I would buy it. Rewind that back. I said I would watch that pay-per-view.
We have a rewind button?
Yeah, on YouTube. They haven't got rid of that yet, have they?
Probably. I don't know.
At least for my account. So, any last opinions about any of these hot tags, guys?
The big guy!
Yeah.
I'm glad there was that pause. Alrighty, everybody. We're going to take a little break with the rest hold, and we're going to come back and start talking about anything that we need to talk about for the TLCS, a whole bunch of other letters, some of them with dildos on the top of them, I don't know, pay-per-view. And we will see you there, guys.